What's up everyone, this is Scher talking, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we'll be talking about the Battle Prep Romancing Festival banner that brings 10 different SaGa Frontier 1 styles in a single banner with 1% drop rate for each. So yeah, this banner has double the drop rates for SS styles. It has no off banner, so you are only getting those styles when you summon and see an SS drop. Also, you have the first pull being free, and then after 3 pulls you get another free pull, meaning that you only need 30,000 to PD one character from this banner. So the value here is insane. It's one of the best banners ever, and if you are a new player you should definitely summon. If you are a veteran and you miss at least 3 to 4 styles here, it's also a very good chance to get these styles. We don't know when they will come back, and they are still pretty useful. There's at least 6 styles here that are still used most of the time. Let's click here on some of the details to check some of these styles here. Starting with Red. Well, Red is still powerful because of Punishing Fist being a very good attack that can be used 3 times in a row for AoE cycles in 3 waves. Then he also has Punishing Combo, that's an attack that serves both as a single target option or as an AoE as well. He can also kill waves where you have one strong enemy and multiply weak enemies. This is also something very unique. Only Red and Emelia has access to this. Hummingbird is an attack that buffs agility, and agility buffs both his evasion stances and also his damage. Red is a character that works well for boss fights and also for farming, but he's getting less and less useful for bossing right now in the game. And he also has access to a Sun Nuke on turn 1 by Inheritance of a Platinum style that everyone will be able to get. So Red is still one of the top units in the game, just has plenty of competition since many blunt units are powerful, but he still is one of the best characters because of how easy it is to use. He does not need premium inheritance. You get Red, you can take the most of him without having to summon for other style. Then the second one is Roufas, and he is still the king of damage on turn 1. He's now competing against Rook as well. Rook is full blunt damage dealer, while Roufas is both Sun and Slash with Gun and Blade. This attack here is insane because it only uses 10 DP to do double S blunt damage, and then after this double S blunt damage he deals 4S damage for Slash. And he uses attacks position, meaning that dealing slash damage on attacks position is kinda unique. The recent character that has access to something like this is Hilda, and Hilda does not come close to the power of Roufas. But Roufas gets paralyzed for 3 turns, actually only 2 because it counts the turn he attacked, and he's not so easy to operate. At least he returns to be able to use Gun and Blade again as soon as he comes back from his paralyze, and Gun and Blade also recovers 1 BP to allow him to use it again. Every 3 turns you have Gun and Blade. A very powerful attack for farming. I don't see Roufas being so good on boss fights. Very specific scenarios, but usually not. Submachine gun is also an AoE option to use because Roufas has good multipliers and also good passives. It's pretty useful actually. Robbing Slash is a slash weak attack that can use if you don't have VP, but it's not high damage at all. With a quick look in his passives, you can see that he's made for boss fights that can only last for 4 turns, but not more than that. He does have overtension to increase his damage on overdrive, so first overdrive is what makes him strong, and he also increases all surviving allies dexterity. When farming, this is pretty good. Roufas is still on the top of his game, but that game is very specific, fighting against waves of only one enemy. Only one enemy, because Roufas just deals a lot of damage to a focused enemy. Okay, the next one we have is Fuse. Fuse was changed for global. This one has a different mechanic. In JP it was a chase mechanic. Now here we have to play with RNG to do damage. The first skill is just part regeneration, heals and buffs his dexterity. And then there's Thrilling Snipe, the attack that deals with RNG. He attacks within 1 to 2 times. If he attacks 2 times it's nice because it's B power and deals good damage, but he's not doing double hits. It's just kind of a waste. But he does have one of the best fast attacks for turn 2 with air support. This one is pretty powerful and also gives morale up. When farming sometimes he will just kill the enemy and morale up will not help, but in some very specific scenarios it helps you clear the second wave with tougher enemies. Right now there's an event like that and he helps. Not only that, he also buffs the squad for blunt damage, and it increases your power when killing waves. And this one also affects 3 times, depending on waves, but on start of round only. So only once every round. 1 chance to recover BP and HP, and fired up. So he's just used it for farming. Boss fights is pretty hard to use Fuse. There are better options for blunt. There is Ren. This guy here was used for STR debuffing for multiple targets with Mirage Kick. This one debuffs STR for all targets. His intelligence is not so high, so there's a problem with this. He also has this attack called Triple Dragon, but it's not strong since Ren barely does any type of damage. There is Wild Arrest, that's a strange attack that gives him stealth, but he's a tank. He should have Taunt instead. So, his design is pretty strange. Ren was better for STR debuffing than for actively decreasing the damage that you receive. He does have Guardian, this is cover tank, where he just stays in the front of a character and receives damage in his place, but the chance here is only 25, so it's pretty unreliable. There are better ways to survive damage now with Guard Up or Defense Enhancement mechanics. And Ren is just one of the few cases of this banner where it's just outclassed and there are better options. You should not chase this guy. Then there's Cotton, that's a tank, also a little gimmick, but he's actually good. It's just that there are not many cases where you need Cotton. Cotton is one of the few tanks that can self-heal easily, and also has Taunt on the same time. So this attack, Pretty Hit, is a 1 BP attack that would just heal him for 150 or something, and also give him Taunt, and he can use multiple times. If you want to use him on a Tiger Shark formation, you just draw all enemy attacks, but only when they just do single target attacks, so it's still a little restricted. And when you need to heal more, you can use Swallow. This attack here will heal for around 600 and will help him get back to full HP. He also has an attack that can be used on Overdrive like Stone Plus for better damage. It's not bad. You can even use it for farming here and there if you like better options. But Cotton is kinda too niche, yeah, for its own good. There's also a very nice passive where he gives an attack boost and defense boost to the party. He chooses 2 different people and it lasts for 2 turns. This helps in some fights I use it in. It's not bad, and also Overtension for when he needs to use Overdrive to kill an enemy after stacking. He gets Overdrive plenty of times if he gets attacked a lot. And he counters as well when he's directly attacked with 37% chance with Pretty Hit, meaning that he gets higher chance of being attacked again because of Taunt. He's exactly not so defensively good. He just takes a lot of damage. His defenses are not so high with Endurance and will be on the average. So this is a character with some goods and outs. There we have Annie. Gotcha Annie is a character that also taunts. Then we have this attack here that's 3. She has some good slash and pierce attacks depending on the style that you're using. This one only has dual thrust, but she also has flash triple thrust by inheritance. This one is good because it's 0 BP. Then the second one is Monsoon Slash. This one has a fast, but she's not exactly a farmer, so I don't know why. Maybe if you just need to kill the enemy and he's just with a low HP. And Slash Rondo, this one belongs to how you need to use her. It just increases her agility right from the start, and she also enters a taunt stance. So you can use her to counter and just try to evade enemy attacks. We will have another skill with her that depends on her global access style that got released recently that also buffs agility. So you can import the skill and make that older version of Annie better. But as she is actually better used as a parry tank. You can inherit parry, an attack that negates all types of damage, costs only 5 VP, because she can trigger a counter when parrying, negating all types of damage. She's also better used on Tiger Shark formation most of the time. And when she attacks, she has a chance to also buff her agility again. And this is what makes it good. She will start evading by having high agility. She also enters taunt, so she draws more enemy attacks, increases her agility, and in turns that where she doesn't have taunt available, she can evade by agility. Also for the 5, she's not a farmer, she's just for very specific scenarios. In JP she was used a lot because of the parry, but here in Glow we do have plenty of different options to help survive, especially with Tiger's Den formation. Annie is another character that you can just avoid. You don't need to get this Annie. Then there's Emelia. Emelia is good because she can actually be used for boss fights as well, and also for farming. There are plenty of situations we don't have many gunners in the game. And her first attack is Total Shot, a 4BP AoE attack, pretty useful. Then she has Bullet Dance. This attack here is very powerful. It's 3 random attacks and it uses only 7 BP. It's equal to triple S damage with only 7 BP cost. And the only problem is that she cannot use it twice in a row with this style, but if you have another one, you can. Bullet Dance is good if you don't have any other option for boss fights. And the last attack is Ricochet Parade, a very powerful AoE blunt attack. And there is a new formation called a Deadly Pierce X, where you can use her in that position that increases turn order, and she will just attack very fast. So the damage is good. She's also made for farming with her passives, with one being an increase to dexterity on Star of Round. Star of Round is made for farmers. She also recovers 1 BP when she kills. She kinda needs to kill at least 1 target to be able to use 3 AoEs in a row, so you have to think well about that. And she heals when she attacks, even in boss fights, but it's not so high. Fired up 5 increases damage. Emelia is still useful, her status are not bad. She has very good agility as well, so since we barely have gunner users, she's very useful in scenarios where you have to do blunt damage to multiple targets and want to use Deadly Pierce Axe. Then this is the second version of Emelia. This one is a global axe, got released sometime after. And this one is both a farming style and a boss specialist for agility buff. The first skill is powerful but cheap with 2 BP. Derringer is strong in my opinion. Then there's Electric Pierce, a raw attack with 6 BP, then it buffs agility. She has a very high intelligence and she's a reliable debuffer for most of the time. It's just that raw attacks are kind of a waste. 6 BP is too much, but there's some gimmicks behind her. And then we have Bow Trawler. This attack here is exclusive to her, at least so far. It deals very high damage for blunt and lightning. And it can be used on turn 1 because of her passives. Debuffs agility from enemies by 30%. That's huge, but decreases agility for everyone by 10% in the party. That's a penalty. But it's an okay penalty depending on the situations. Debuffing agility will allow you to decrease damage from martial arts attacks and also the accuracy from spells in martial arts attacks as well. So there is the gimmick. You can also have a chance to double attack with any of her skills with double echo. 25% chance to trigger this. Very nice. And you also recover on BP by 1. Emelia is useful when you want to evade some strategies because Bow Trawler decreasing agility right from the bat will allow you to evade faster, but it relies on having double echo activated. Battle Tension gives her enough VP to start with Bow Trawler, and Overtension makes her a very good character for Overdrive. This character was also used in very hard content because we needed to debuff agility as much as possible, and her damage also helps. Her dexterity being high was also very helpful in Ward Tower. I used her a lot there. Then we have Lyza. Lyza is pretty strong as she is, has a very nice cycle for attacks. The first attack has delay, so it helps her when deciding which attack she wanna use. It's also 8 powered 5 VP, not bad. Has a chance to instant kill, but she's not made for this. Then if you want her to use a strong attack on turn 1, you should use Babel Crumble. This attack here is pretty powerful. But if you don't want her to use Babel Crumble, you just leave Babel Crumble with 14 BP and reduce the BP cost of Sky Twister. That is a 4S damage attack. It's considered the strongest one alongside Shenlong Fist from Boston first premium style. But Lyza is easier to use because you can just skip 1 turn by having Babel Crumble increase it to the same BP as Sky Twister. So she would not attack if she has delay. So Lyza has a very good way to operate, but Lyza faces competition with other martial artists. We can use plenty of them in the game right now, and they just will release more and more, while they will not release as many gun users. And Lyza lacks any type of AoE damage. She does have plenty of passives for damage. When she was released, she was the queen of damage because of passives. We have here 20, then 15 and 15. She has 50% increase in damage, but needs to attack weak targets. A little restricted for single target only, but still powerful. In the last one we have Doll, and Doll is not bad, it's just that she's super niche. Target shot is an attack that can instant kill, and she does have enough intelligence to instant kill targets. It's cheap, only 4 VP, but the problem is that the other attacks get in the way. She would never be using this as a first attack. Then the second skill, kind of her selling point. Power Grab is amazing, but also replaceable for Acupuncture Plus. Power Grab's selling point was that it will always debuff STR with a guarantee. And Power Grab is based on agility and intelligence for accuracy, so as long as your agility and intelligence were high, she will always debuff the enemy when the attack hits. And she also drains, she recovers HP when using Power Grab. It's only 5 AP, you can use it multiple times. It's not bad and you can use it up to this day. It's just that the buff strategies are less and less frequent because bosses are just cleansing the buffs. But Power Grab is not bad at all. Then Dark Bullet's damage attack, this time using gun, so you need dexterity for this, just like the first attack. And it's actually not bad, but she doesn't have passives to be a real damage dealer. At least it buffs her dexterity and intelligence with Dark Bullet. And it's in strange combination, you will not see it easily. Gun and shadow damage. Blunt and shadow. For passives, she has one that was pretty unique all the time, Conceal. She has 50% chance to evade any type of attack if everyone is alive. This is the highest one. Another character that had this was UDX Madeline. They are pretty similar on the way they operate. And she also has a damage passive that relies on full HP. I don't know why they did this, but it kind of limits her a little. With Overtension, again, it's a character that's used for boss fights. And in a boss fight, if you want to do enough damage to kill, you may use Dark Bullet just to finish instead of Power Grab. That's how she deals a little more damage. And that is it, guys. We have all these styles. So, if you are planning to summon on this banner, and I recommend new players doing so, or veterans that miss at least 3 styles of the bunch, Red and Roufas are still on the top of their games. Red will lose utility before Roufas does, because there are more martial artist units coming along the way, while Roufas is still kinda unique. If you have Global Axe Coppelia, she works very similar to Red, only missing the agility buff, and you can skip him if you decide so. After Roufas, we have the Emelias. The Emelias are still pretty powerful, but the bad thing is that you kinda need both to have the max potential. With Global Axe Emelia surviving a little more because of that exclusive attack that has lightning and also agility buff. But Lethal Commando Emelia is just as good, but will lose more potential before Global Axe Emelia. And then the 5th character that is good is this version of Fuse, because he has a fast attack and increases blunt damage, although he does lack a sheep AoE blunt. Well, he does have one if you have his passive style, but not many people will have it now. Fuse helps with farming a lot. After that, it's more about your tastes. You can get Lyza, because she's still very powerful if you are missing a very strong damage dealer. After Lyza, it's a tie between Doll and this version of Annie. They are different types of tanks that work in different scenarios. And then it's Cotton time. For last, we have Ren, with the last interesting character here because he's replaceable, and I believe that we'll get Global Axe Coppelia rerun pretty soon. And she can kind of replace both Red and Ren together. Funny. Oh, and before we go, we need to do one free pull here because it's free. Everyone should do, even if they are planning on ignoring the banner. Do your free pull and see what you get. I already have all styles here, so it doesn't really matter what I get. 10% chance of getting an SS. Let's see if I'm lucky. Oh yeah! Got Cotton! I have this guy on level 50 already. So not so bad, huh? Well, I guess that's it, guys. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope it helps you. And please tell me here in the comment section if you're summoning and what you got from the banner. Hope to see you soon in the next video. Bye.